Have you ever looked around at the way we're taught to measure success and thought, none of that feels like what I actually want? Everywhere we turn, we're shown the big, shiny, loud wins, the ones that look amazing online but often feel out of alignment in real life. What if your version of success is slower, softer, maybe even sacred? Today on the podcast, I'm sharing what it looks like to redefine success on my own terms, where white space on my calendar, peace in my home, and deep connection with my family are the real markers of making it. It's not always easy to celebrate these quiet wins, especially when they're not flashy. It can feel isolating, even invisible. But if you're craving a different kind of life and business, one rooted in depth, in alignment, in presence, this episode's for you. Let's dive in. You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in.
Hey, Bus Bench babes. I've been holding something really close to my heart lately. It's kind of been tugging at it, well, a lot. And I think a lot of us might feel this too, but don't talk about it enough. Something I've learned quite a bit the older I get is the more we share those deep-rooted things in our heart, the more we feel seen and the more we realize others feel the same. We live in a world where the loudest wins often get the most attention. The shiny launches, the big numbers, the big features, the 6 figures this, 7 figures that. And don't get me wrong, if you're there, if you've experienced that and it feels good in your soul, I am genuinely celebrating with you. This is in no way to dim your light. Shine on. But what I've noticed is that those wins, they're not what I'm dreaming of. They're not what ground me. They're not what bring peace in my life. And they're not what I'm truly envisioning or searching for in my life. What I'm realizing is my wins, the ones that matter to me most now, they're a lot quieter. They don't always make up for flashy Instagram stories or viral posts. They're not the kind of thing that gets you stopped at a networking event or praised in an email newsletter. They're things like a slow morning with my child, no rush, just presence, sitting there sipping on my coffee as she doodles little artwork and practices her letters. A weekend off with my family without checking in on work once. A client who tells me you really get me and feels so lit up and excited to bring what we've created to life. A calendar with white space and breathing room for more white space. So I can say yes to the things I really want to say yes to. A nervous system that feels regulated more days than not. Who is with me in that one? A lot of times this kind of success feels invisible. It can make you not feel seen, even be isolating, especially in a world where we're taught to celebrate loud, sparkly, shiny, look at me moments. Hello, social media, right? But here's the thing I keep coming back to. Peace is my success. White space is my success. Being able to fully show up for my family, that's my success. Taking care of myself, that's my success. And even though these successes are everything that I've worked so hard for, it can still feel really isolating. Almost like if I don't share it in a way that's marketable or exciting or shiny enough, they don't count. There are days when I want to shout about my slow wins. I want to post a photo of my coffee and say, this is it. This is what I built my business for. This Sunday morning with my family, sitting next to my husband as my daughter plays in the other room and sipping on a coffee and talking for so long and laughing and almost forgetting about the coffee because I'm so engaged in this conversation that it goes cold. That's what I built my business for. But sometimes this moment feels too personal and too sacred. And then other times I feel like maybe it's just too boring and the internet can't handle it and social media definitely can't handle it. But if you've ever felt this way, like your joy lives in the margins, like your truest successes wouldn't make headlines and definitely wouldn't go viral, I just want you to know that you're not alone. And your quiet wins matter. Your life doesn't have to be a spectacle to be meaningful. So a question I keep asking myself, and I keep going back to when I'm pondering all of this, thinking about what this really means for my life and what I want it to look like and what I truly want to share and do I even want to share this, is what if we started celebrating the boring wins? What if you celebrated the moment you honored a boundary? The day you chose to rest instead of pushing harder? The week you trusted that your business would be okay if you took a break? The night you danced in the kitchen with your daughter to silly songs from your childhood that made you laugh until you cried? These aren't just wins. These are revolutionary. These are what I'm living for, and this is what my heart wants to share. And I really believe this. Choosing a life that's rooted in peace and presence is a form of leadership. It's a form of success. It's just not the kind that most of us are used to seeing and the kind that we recognize. But I think we're learning to. I think we're on the edge of something new. And I think we're going to get there together. So today, I wanted to hold space for this and to say it out loud what so many of us are quietly feeling. That a peaceful life is a powerful life. That sacred doesn't always need to be shared to be real. And that sometimes success looks like less on purpose. You're doing an awesome job, even if no one sees the full picture of you doing it. In fact, maybe even more so then. I hope this episode resonated with you and made you feel a little more seen in your heart. And if you know a friend who might find this episode helpful, would you share it with them? That's what keeps this podcast going, and it means the world to us. So until next time, bus bench babes, remember to keep your face off a bus bench and keep being the badass boss babe that you are, even if no one sees it.
Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.